What's up, guys? I want to do part 7 of my response to the podcast Defecting From Bethel. In this one, I want to focus on the accusation from the podcast, from the two pastors and the woman they had on there. They really came at the Bethel worship at one point, and actually they went ahead and threw in the worship of Jesus culture, Hillsong, elevation worship. Basically like 4 or 5 of the most the five most influential worship ministries in all of the earth, at least certainly in the United States. And they talked about how, they have bad theology in their worship songs. I'm like, okay, well, here's my question. First of all, it's simply just not true. I mean, conservative and charismatic believers alike, millions and millions and millions, love these worship, the worship music produced from these ministries, and they are ministered to by them and all kinds of stuff. Okay, but that doesn't mean that there's not any songs that have some bad theology, or quote unquote bad theology. I think it's funny whenever people say that there's bad theology in something, because that's assuming that their theology is good and right, and they have the nail down on the perfect doctrine. But I can admit or appreciate concerns concerning or like with different songs. Okay, I don't know if that's the best, most theologically sound song. There are songs out there like that. However, I would challenge you to actually, make a list of those, and I think if you did that, you would realize how few there actually are. But here's my response to this bad theology in the worship music kind of thing in Bethel or these other ministries. There have always been songs, whether they're more contemporary worship songs or they're hymnals or hymns from hymnals, that they're songs with bad theology. Okay, I've recently, one time I listened to a podcast done by John Piper, conservative guy, reformed guy, Calvinist. First of all, I really appreciate a lot of John Piper's stuff. Been ministered to, learned a lot from him in different areas. But one time I literally listened to a podcast of him talking about the theological errors in some hymns that he grew up listening to, and even hymns that he likes, where he wouldn't say that they have the best theology in the hymns. It's just really interesting. I think my opinion, if you don't like the theology of a song or a hymn or worship song, whatever, then just don't sing it. To say that they are, spreading false doctrine or spreading that it's bad for Christianity or whatever, that Bethel is bad Christianity because you disagree with a couple of their songs and the theology of them, I think is personally, I think it's silly. And I would challenge you to say, and I would challenge you to say that I bet that 80% of Bethel's worship music you actually would love if you listened to. And I bet there are songs that you might not even realize were created from Bethel or some of these other ministries that you do love. So, I want to respond to one more thing that they said in the podcast. They said one thing that was cultish, was that, and they said that there was hypnosis that goes on during worship times at Bethel, and what they pointed to was there's a lot of repeating of choruses over and over and over, that's hypnosis. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. I mean, I couldn't believe my ears when I heard them say that. And I was like, okay, does that mean that in Revelation 4, the 4 living creatures who are they hypnotized because, and are they participating in hypnosis because all they sing over and over and over, it says they never cease to sing, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. And then they just keep repeating it. They've been doing it for all of eternity. That's what they'll do for all of eternity. Are they hypnotized? I think a much better way of understanding that is they've been captivated by the beauty of Jesus, and they can't get past this phrase, holy, holy, holy. Like, they can't get past it. They've been ruined. And so to say to say that believers who sing a chorus over and over and over are hypnotized, or Bethel, their worship music is, there's hypnosis involved, that is outrageous statement. And I was just like, come on guys, that's just that's so ridiculous. It's silly that people have to take time to address something like that. Okay, well, I think I gave you my thoughts on those, on the whole accusation against the worship. Let me know what you think about that, and we'll keep this conversation going. I think I'm gonna do one or two more. I'm starting to come down to the end of kind of hitting on all the things I think I need to. But all right, I hope these videos are helpful. Bless you guys. Talk to you later.